Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, young, beautiful people, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us, of course. Today is a beautiful day. Today is a day we just want to bond. Leo ni siku tunataka tukae down, tuongee, tukae mabeshte, tukae to understand, Nige tukae maboys, leo ni ngoma gani unapenda, ni movie gani unapenda kuwatch, ni wasa gani unapenda kuinteract now, ni wasa gani wanakuinspire, ni Ofweneke, ni Simple Boy, ni nani anakuinspire the most. So I want you guys to get, first of all, as we start, nataka uingie pale kwa hiyo place inaitwa chat. Unapo kwa chat session hapo chini, I want you to start talking to me. Tell me what's your name, where are you watching from, and of course, if you're watching with your parents as well, also talk to us as well, because today is just about us getting to know, just getting to make sure that our wellness in terms of our mental, to make sure that because our ni challenges gani mna face kama you guys are the teenager. For me, I'm a dad. To a teenager. My firstborn is now turning 13 years this year. And I can tell you the things that I'm facing are the weirdest of things. My daughter now can lecture me. Apparently, I'm told it's part of the new CBC. Yes. oh, you say we check our audio. We're checking our audio to make sure you're okay. Please chat with me so that we also make sure we're okay, first of all. Angalieni kwanza, before we officially start, if the audio is okay, just do an emoji of a hand. If the emoji, just do an emoji of a hand. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, yeah? Thank you so much. Another one. Nataka kujua tuko wangapi kwanza ndio tuanze vizuri. Yes, Kibali Roberto, karibu sana. Hey, you have such a name, eh? Thank you so much, Jasmine Zirabu. Thank you so much as well. That's okay. Who else was am I saying? Thank you so much to our technical guy. As Zoom. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Samantha, karibu sana. Tell us if you're watching with your parents as well, so that we get to celebrate you. All right. We see this Anita and Joroge, karibu sana. Thank you so much. You're saying the audio is okay. We are doing a sound check, guys. We're doing a sound check. Yes, we're doing a sound check. Hey, Muthoni and Dr Ofweneke. Hey, how are you? That is Angela Kidei, Asante Sana. Jen Kennedy, thanks oh my goodness, all the way from Kisi. Jesus. What do they even say? Whatever. Yes, Musimba Amarati. Yes. That is how you say good morning in Kisi. I am Jotham from Landless. Where is Landless? Tika. Tika is called Landless.
Kuna place ingine inaitwa Landless huko.
Why would somebody live at Landless? May God bless you so that you can live at Landful. My God. Ahmed Hussein, Masal Keri basi, najua mwafasti, tuombea sana wakati wa mwezi huu wa Ramadhani sana. All the way from Kisaoni, Mombasa, sana, watching with my parents. I'm Michelle from Syokimau. If Syokimau is watching, I don't know who else is not watching, because Syokimau is another county. Thank you very much. Syokimau is the only place where I arrive in Nairobi. I'm not sure whether it is makeup or manifumbi. Where?
Powder mingi?
Yes.
But it's raining.
It's raining. Thank God. No, mvua ya Syokimau ifikangi Syokimau. You've got General Motors. Mavoko. Alvin Mwangi, all the way from Kiabu. Thank you so much. Nairobi West. That is David Ocheng. Daniela, this sounds like somebody who was born during the era of soap operas. The era of
cuando also cry.
El Cuerpo del Deseo. Maria de Los Angeles. Daniela, you must have been born during that time. Your parents are there, they should tell you. Who else? So we can officially start. I think Muthoni, we're gaining good ground. Exactly. Jamie from Imara Daima. Now, Muthoni, you remember, Imara Daima used to be those stores when you were growing up. Komarok, Imara, Buru.
Yeah.
Those guys we will never speak in their presence.
Mm-hmm. Even their maths are different.
By the way,
their maths are like, whoa.
This is what you're face me, I face you. There you bumpy kuje. Thank you so much, guys. I see Bridget is in the house as well. Ladies and gentlemen, today is about your wellness. Today is about us having a conversation. It's about us coming into your world as teenagers. So if you feel kuna kitu unataka kutuongelesha, unaona kama dad na mom watakuharibia psych ama watakumonita sana, parents, we are allowing you to go and wash the car. Today is on Saturday. A typical Kenyan father goes to wash the car on a Saturday.
Mama ende soko.
Mama ende soko tafute managu kwanza managu.
Back to school, aende akafanya shopping.
By the way,
yeah.
Please tokeni parents leave kindly. Yes, to the moms, kuna managu za Kisii ndo zimeingia sahi fresh na Keroka Express. Go retail, yes, watu wa Marikiti na watu wa Bama na watu wa Toy Market. Tokeni sasa, najua kuna mama na watch na uko na chama ya kuenda.
Mtoto socks zake zimeraruka, hawezi kwenda na hizo. Can you go to school uniforms and buy socks?
Nafilika una kwa personal Muthoni. No. Story ya socks. No,
wajua sasa wewe umesema.
Unajua ni watu wangapi unajua usiongee story ya socks.
Toy Market. Am I touching? No, back in the days. Soft sports,
Wakati nilikuwa na safa. Oh God. Nilikuwa na story tulikuwa na shorts zimeraruka huko so zikotoka indicators. These kids of these days don't have those things. So just in case you feel like your parent will make you uncomfortable, just tell mom and dad leave. Tell them to leave, because the conversation we're about to make today or have today, courtesy of Minet, is of course because we are also concerned about the well-being of your teenager, of your daughter, of your son, their mental health, how they interact with the society, how are they equipped to fit into the tomorrow society, how are they outside there when you're not around, how are they when they're in school, when they're in church, when they are playing around. Is your daughter going through depression? Apparently I hear they go through depression right now.
Yeah, and it's crazy, because sometimes you might think that, oh, my daughter is an introvert, that she's just keeping quiet, she's keeping to herself. Oh, she doesn't leave the house. Oh, my daughter is so well behaved.
She's behaved.
Yes, and you know, she doesn't speak when people speak to her. She only speaks when she's answering questions. You have no idea what she's going through. You have no idea maybe the turmoil that she's going through, the fight within herself. And depression is such a dark place, and it's such a personal place to be. And because of the various changes that are going on, small things trigger these people because they're highly volatile at this point in time.
Let me ask Muthoni, the reason why maybe our generation may not truly understand what depression is at a young age, is it because the society did not allow us to actually accept the fact that there's depression?
Yeah, what happens is that right now and still today, and it's not only our generation, it goes on before and maybe beyond, there is so much stigma associated with mental health. Stigma. People say, when you say mental health, everybody say, Mimi si mwenda.
I mean, I'm strong.
Si jachizi.
Mimi chizi wapi?
So people do not really understand or appreciate that all of us, we look at physical things. Umevunjika mkono, that is physical. Somebody tells you. But when it comes to mental, people have said, no, I'm not sick. And then it's an African.
Rich people issues.
And then yes, and then of course you tell your boy child, kangumu ka soja. Stop behaving like a girl. What? Because girls are what? So much stigma has been, put with mental health that, nobody wants to talk about it. But sometimes if people are not given the avenue or the opportunity to share, yes, because you talk to your parent tells you, nimesema.
And that's it.
It's law. Nimesema, I'm the adult in the room.
Jesus.
And they just want to tell you what they're going through, what they're feeling, what they're embracing, what they've been told. It's interesting. The other day I was sent this thing on WhatsApp. I don't know whether it's doing the rounds. Of how we talk about LOL.
Yes.
And we talk about talk to you later, Titi.
Those chatting abbreviations.
Yeah. There are some other hot ones, which have been developed.
Me, I'm used to LOL.
I shall forward it to you. I will forward it to you. So now the youth have developed a certain language that they're speaking all on their own.
We know we're now in the coding generation.
Yes. So why are we having these secrets from our parents? Why are we having secrets from our providers? Why aren't we able to share? Why are we as parents also not open enough? We said this conversation is peers without pressure. There's no pressure. Hey guys,
you very much.
Akuna pressure.
Today we're going to call her Auntie Muthoni. You have heard what Auntie Muthoni has said. Guys, so please, today we're opening up. I want you to sit down and ask yourself, the last argument you had with dad and mom, or with dad or mom, what was it actually about? Is it because you came home late? Was it because of your phone? Was it because you felt mom shouted at you in front of people? Is it because you felt mom invaded your privacy? Apparently, this is you have to knock at their doors before you open. We didn't even have a door.
Yeah.
Muthoni, we did not have a door.
Is it because I'm wearing a skirt that is too short? Pants that are too tight?
Exactly.
Is it because I have ragged jeans? And by the way, you're the one who bought them. And then you're complaining when she goes to church with them. You bought them.
And if you did not buy them, you financed to buy.
Exactly.
Talk to us. Go on the chat session. Tell us, what is that one thing? Like today, you had an argument with mom and dad in the morning when you woke up. Is it because dad feels like you sleep too much? And back in these days, they were not allowed. Because I've realized we as parents end up punishing our children because of the things we end up actually not punishing, we revenge.
Yes.
You get?
For what was done to us. I was talking to some parents the other day, and then I was telling them, they're telling their child, do you know how many ridges I walked to school? Do you know I walked barefoot to school? And now your child, how can your child even comprehend? They have 6 pairs. How many pairs of shoes? All the colors of the rainbow. We begin purple, indigo,
all of them.
Then you're telling your child about shoes.
Me, my dad was that person until he stopped. I think because my dad has grown up in the size of Chavakali. That's where he used to go to school.
You mean you're not from Nigeria?
Sorry for another day. Okay. Sorry for another day. We're earning a living here, Madam Muthoni. Please, thank you very much. Don't spoil the unga. So he used to tell me, you know, during our days, we used to walk from Kakamega, we shared all the way to Chavakali to school. I grew up thinking we're Israelites. I was like,
movement of the people.
I said, this man has walked. This man has walked. And now we're in an era whereby my daughters, like where my second born daughter from where she lives to school is not very far.
Yeah.
But she uses a bus because I will not allow my children to go through what I go through. It's not a punishment. I used to walk from Kibera to State House Primary every single morning, walk literally. So I feel like parents at times we end up punishing our children or revenging.
And we also sometimes have selective amnesia.
Exactly. You're like, come on, sister, to nakula lunch, I can see that Anita Njoroge, this is what she's saying. The last argument I had with my dad was because I asked him for permission to go out, and suddenly he was angry. Auntie Muthoni, this is an issue.
Okay.
I hope first of all, okay, fine. Yes, Auntie Muthoni.
Okay, but I don't know. It depends where she was going out. Okay.
And what time?
Who she was going with. Yes. And because today there's so much out there, maybe the father was protecting her. But rather than saying no, sometimes it is important that we talk. We have a conversation. These are not those days of yours when you are seen. You know, children were seen but not heard. This is a time where you need to have dialogue. You know, talk to your parents. Tell them, I'm going with my friends. Here are my friends. Dad, meet my friends. But of course, if it's something that you're hiding, you're secretive about, and again, you are underage, you are vulnerable, you are susceptible. There are, kuna hyenas.
Mafisi.
Yes. Yes. And maybe it was for your protection. Maybe the way in which it was said or the conversation was not complete. It was no without a reason. So sometimes it's important to ask, but why? Why can't I go out?
I think the question we should actually ask is, first of all, Anita, what is the relationship between you and your father? Or rather, what foundation or relationship have you created with your father in terms of being trusted? Is it because there's something you've done before that doesn't warrant you to have that visa anymore to go and probably go out? Number two, what is the idea of your parents about your friends?
About out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is going out? Is going out to a house party? Is going out to Dunda? And I'm pretty sure we are talking to teens who are below 18 years. I don't think really, unless it's a church.
Yeah, I don't think they would refuse that. Although,
say it, Mom. Say, bring it on.
Some church events, which sometimes can be, yes.
Youth conference.
Yes.
I know youth conference for us.
And suddenly, there are more people outside the church than inside the church.
Exactly.
What discussions are these going on in the green grass? you're wondering, so sometimes we as youth, I mean, I remember my youth, however far back it may be, but those were the best years of my life.
1972.
Please, I will end about it. Where my best, those are my best, when I look back and I say, I didn't have to think about rent. I didn't have to think about food. I didn't have to think about costs of anything. It was like moving from one space to another. It was just, everything was being done for me. And I'm sure this is what is happening. But then again, there's so much influence.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and influence from social media.
They call it FOMO.
Yes.
The fear of
yes.
missing out.
And what am I going to tell guys when we get back to school? So you guys, what did you do for the vacation? 7 weeks.
Mind what home now vyombo na washa dogi yetu.
Hata nilipelekwa Ocha 2 weeks.
Tulilima kunanyesha. I don't know how the weather in Mlolongo.
My grandmother is boring.
Oh my gosh, she has stories of Mau Mau.
I don't know. I mean, hey, then there's no TV. There's no Wi-Fi. How can somebody live without Wi-Fi?
I can't a second.
It was crazy. I am just dying.
So what is the solution to her? What is the solution? What is it? What should she do?
I think test if it's something that you have done before, as you have said, Ofweneke, that maybe then you should be apologetic for what you've done. Do not be very, very secretive about your friends. Bring out your friends, bring them, ask them to come home. Let your parents meet your friends. Let your parents. Because I remember, like, for me, I've known my daughter's friends until we became friends with their parents.
Nice.
So that now we are the ones who are talking. And then now my daughter was telling me the other day, my daughter turned 30, and she's telling me, by the way, we were the originals. You guys
just hang in
Vampire Diaries. Yeah, I mean, don't be as if you're the ones who made us meet.
Madam Muthoni, I can tell you during our time, we never wished our parents to know each other. Because that means if our parents knew each other, that means they have more powers to punish me on behalf of my parent when they're not around.
Now you have more than one parent. Then the second one, you're makosa ulifanya. So these days we don't do that. Let's have dialogue. Let's talk to our parents. Let them meet our friends. And if you're afraid for your parents to meet your friends, then there must be something wrong. You have already sensed there's something wrong. Then of course there's the hour that you go out. In this day and time, gosh, I remember when I was growing up, going out, even if you went out and you would go out, it's not that we didn't go out. We were not locked in our houses. But there was responsible hours, there was responsible behavior. And sadly, and I'm going to be very open and blunt. See, we're being open and blunt.
My boys.
We're talking about this. When I was growing up, it was taboo for people not to be virgins. We used to point at people who were not virgins and like, oh my God,
who are you? Who raised
but
you?
These days, I don't know what has happened. It's
now it's the other way around.
It's crazy. Our value system has also changed. But then again, this is because we're also pressurizing ourselves. And also, unfortunately, we're not getting the real story, exactly what is happening with your body, the changes that are taking place within your body that are causing you to feel some type of way, how you can deal with the stress that comes with your sexuality, not being ashamed of your sexuality, that when you're going through what you're going through, it's because there are these hormonal changes that are going on within your body, and it's okay.
It's okay especially for the boys who are watching. It's okay for you to break your voice. It's never too late. Your voice will break at some point. I can tell you there's a big difference between who I was in class 8 and who I was when I was getting it from 1. Class 8 was very short. I had a lot of self-esteem issues. I was fighting acne. I could not approach any girl at any point. I didn't even think girls would ever look at me. I'm telling you, Saidi brand ambassador. Minet will put me on their billboard.
I'm telling you.
When you want to ensure your skin.
Stress-free, mental health.
Enjoying life.
Affects your skin.
Soft life. Yes. And by the time I'm getting into Form 1 at Aga Khan High School, you should have seen me. I was going a little bit taller. My voice was now breaking a little bit. I was getting deeper than this, you know what I'm saying? And then from that time, I took one girl, an Asian lady at Aga Khan, to actually gain my confidence. She told me, oh my God, Aki, I like the way you smile and you are funny. I was like, oh my God, you think I'm funny? And that was it, you get? So these things will come. But them coming, the question is, are you ready to handle the hormonal changes that are coming? Have you been equipped? Have you been prepared to handle the body changes for the girls? Now you realize that dress you're wearing at the front side, inaanza kuenda na mbele. You're like, oh my God.
Backside pain and a bed. I know. Ugonjwa gani hii?
Ati mbona kifua yangu ina increase. Those things will happen. And you realize once your chest starts increasing, somehow ukijigwara mahali, you realize some type of electric shock on your body. Those things will come. But that does not mean, and I like what you said. You talked about the value of around virginity. We have lost the value culture of some of these things. Girls, it's okay to be a virgin until you are ready. And the only time you're ready is after. Now I'm about to speak like a father. Mom, take care of. I'm about to speak like a.
Take control.
No, I almost thought I was speaking to Debbie and Faith and Ace, my daughters. I'm about to say the only time you're ready is after your masters.
Well, that is somebody who is 45. Anyway, it's okay.
When you feel you're ready, and when you have found the right person, then that's when to give your whole to them. You get, but they still admiration in purity, in being a virgin. Ladies don't, and for the men, concentrate na vitabu. Hii mambo ya usiende kunyonga, utanyonga ukose kitu ya kunyonga by the time unaoa. So kunyonga, I know we've made kunyonga such a tradition. We feel like it's ati wewe unyongangi wewe. Tumia mafuta ya kupika.
And by the way, it's not cool.
It's not cool. Kunyonga has, those ones who are Christians, it has some spiritual repercussions, and even physically, kunyonga has some certain physical repercussions on it as well. Stay pure, concentrate on the things, don't make a mind too idle for you to think about kunyonga and losing your virginity and those things, right? The argument we had with my dad was when I took a video of myself. Oh my God, drinking alcohol. How old are you again? You're already indulging in alcohol.
Now we have a fight with you, by the way. Alcohol, apana.
So 2 mistakes.
Yes.
One, there's a drinking, which is underage. 2, it's actually recording yourself. Yes. Speak about it. I'll speak about the later on repercussions of taking the video.
Okay.
Talk about that.
Alcohol. Okay. As much as it's people think it's so exciting, to feel high, but alcohol is actually a depressant. Alcohol will slows you down. It doesn't hype you up. You of course maybe seem to think that you have more courage or more influence. You talk more, you're more free, and then now you.
Yeah, me when I'm high. When I'm high, I'm confident.
Yeah, and then you start saying, I don't know what I did. I was high. Now you go blaming alcohol. By the way, you don't took that class. Exactly. Put it in your mouth. You didn't even know. Yes, and you began to drink. I don't know konyagi. I don't know chrome. Kuna zingine ziko bei sawa. So and then what will happen is that the body tends to also become very dependent. So you become dependent on alcohol because you liked that feeling that it gave you, that confidence.
Temporary confidence, actually. Temporary is the one.
You grow up having that dependency. You stop doing well in school. You stop, associating with people, and it is just not the right time. Below the age of 18, and after 18 still, it has to be a choice, just like any other choice you make in life, carefully considered, and then you roll it out. But then again, we look at our homes also, and your parent is here telling you, don't drink, don't smoke, and there's like a cabinet.
I was coming there.
Kuna VAT 69,
kuna Glen, kuna Singleton, kuna sijui Monkey Shoulder. Wewe.
And then now, Dad, what do you mean? Don't drink. So I think it's also, because If you question your parents, and you might get duped because of this, if you question your parents, but why are you telling me it's bad and you drink? Yes, the children of today will ask you that. So if the parents are here, you need to have the answers, because I'm able to do it. I control it. I do not do it. I do it for this particular person. I take an occasional drink. But again, maybe who are influencers are also not giving us, a straight up answer. You can't say, nakunywa kwa sababu mimi ni mtu mkubwa. No. We need to have answers, because our children of today are curious. They're asking questions. They're not afraid.
What is in this thing?
Yes.
So I think I like the way first thing you said, we are putting, also the parents who are watching, we're also first of all putting you on the spot. How available or how visible is alcohol around the kids, or the effects of alcohol? Who are you when you get high, first of all? Do you come home and form a certain temporary kind of an excitement, like your kids know dad gets high when he has a pay raise. Today when dad gets high, that means he has money today. When dad is lovey-dovey with mom, it's because he's high. So the kid ends up thinking and knowing that the only way I can express how I feel emotionally to my girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife is only when I'm high. That's when I have the confidence to do that. So parents, first of all, if you know you have your liquor around the house, put it away. If you're blessed enough to have liquor in the house, that means you're blessed enough to have a master room, bedroom, whereby you can actually put your bar inside your master bedroom as well. Number two, for the kids, right now you're taking a video of yourself having fun. But what you need to know is, entangled, we're in a corporate space. And of course, our colleagues in the corporate world can actually attest to this. We're in a world whereby your social media is now currently part of your CV. Before I meet you at an interview room, I have done research of your TikTok. I've done research of your Facebook. I've done research of your Instagram. I have done research of your LinkedIn. I know who you are. What you post is who you are. The values you post on social media is who you are. If you post with the word F-U-C-K, you're cussing, then we are okay to understand that if the HR department calls you and they tell you you didn't do wrong, the next word coming from out is, so be very careful. What you post will actually come to bite you.
I know when you're talking about that, Ofweneke.
Yes.
Even now, these days, you have now people trying to become incognito.
Yes.
In the kind of names that they use on Facebook.
They're called pseudo accounts.
Yes, yeah. And even you have somebody going at kissmequickly@gmail.com. By the way, these things never disappear. They are held in clouds all over. For the rest of your life. Oh, yes. So when you're saying that when you're now looking for a job and you suddenly, now all those emails come up, all your correspondence come up, and kissmequick@gmail.com. I mean, who are you? Be very careful.
A very good example is, and I will not mention her name because she's a very close friend of mine. One of these top socialites was actually admitted to the bar as an advocate. But then again, she was actually barred to ever practice law. So she can never practice because of social media. Yeah. Her social media and her carrying around the tag of being a socialite. Yeah. That lady will never practice law. Exactly. So be very careful. I know you want to show your friends, and I know social media is AKA a bragging site. It's for you to brag. Oh my goodness, my dad just took us to Maldives. Oh my God. Costa, we just landed. Yeah. Yes. And now you want to show that you went to this club, you went to this place. Be careful what you post. So don't post those things. Don't do, and ask yourself, if you're drinking right now at your age secretly, and your parent might not know, I want you to ask yourself one question. Why do you actually drink? If you don't have an answer to that, don't drink. I personally, as I sit here, I am 1 year sober now. And I'm 1 year sober because that night it was 4 black labels down the line that night. And my boys and I were partying. And I got home and I realized I was super high and I was lecturing everybody. I lectured my wife, I lectured my small sister, and I lectured my 2-year-old why she cries too much at night. And I woke up in the morning and I looked for that good morning kiss and I was not getting it. And my sister told me, hey, bro, choma. Baya, wamchomez. I'm telling you, Auntie Muthoni, that day I sat and I told myself, it's been almost 1 year now. And I told myself, I can still go out, take a Red Bull, or take Dawa, or take a Del Monte, or Orchid Valley, and actually have fun. Guys, I still have fun without drinking. Hello, you don't have to drink. And it's not like I cannot afford. I can afford any drink that has been created on this earth. But I ask myself, what is the effect that alcohol has on me? Yeah. Do I get too serious? Do I get lectured? Do I get too emotional? Do I get too spiritual over people? Do I get judgy? It's not necessary.
And you guys have got so much energy. I mean, there isn't a time in a life when you have more energy than during this particular period.
Exactly.
So how do you use that energy? Don't suppress it, because alcohol will suppress it.
Exactly.
Right? If it's weed you're smoking, and these days, by the way, we see you. We
saw you tweeting for 20.
We saw you for 20,
hey,
and now these days we have cookies and chocolate, and I don't know who. Yeah.
Now
I'm just eating chocolate.
There's shisha.
Hello. Yeah.
Guys,
use that, find a way to use that energy. This is the most creative time in your life. Find a way to be creative, to use that energy for positivity.
Actually, the right statement will be, Mom, if you can agree with me, this is the time to find your passion.
Yes.
This is the time to find who you are. Can you sing?
I'm almost now gospel. Hallelujah.
Can you do comedy?
Oh, yes.
Can you draw? Are you into fashion? Are you into TV and production? What are those things you're into? This is the time. That is the best way to actually, now when you're alone, instead of think about drinking shisha, think about watching porn, WWX, I don't know what, the time of think about, this is the time to discover who you are. Because trust me, those things you're doing are adapted habits. They are not hobbies.
And they will become addictions.
Be careful.
And then addictions become so expensive. Because you become somebody who is not of value in the society.
Yeah, I mean,
you're so dependent on something.
It's not easy. It's not alcohol is not cheap. Weed is not cheap because it's illegal. Actually, it's illegal. Utapatwa, utashikwa. Kwanza utapelekwa juvenile because you're not 18 yet. Yeah. Then ukimaliza set unareleasiwa. Sasa unakuwa transferred to committee.
Remember, you have a record. And remember, these days, most employment is asking you for
good conduct. Certificate of good conduct. The above person is a weed smoker. Please, can only work under supervision. Yeah. Wait. Be careful. Which next question on the topic of friends? What if you have none? If you don't have any, I think now, Mom, if you, I don't know, you can answer that. Probably it's an issue about also personality.
Yeah, maybe personality, but again, maybe trust issues. This might be somebody who has gone through, a situation where they have been let down by friends.
True.
Maybe it could be somebody who is shy, or maybe somebody again who is leave the gates of school, the prison of school, into the prison of home.
Oh.
So again, and so when you're moving from here, then it's like monitored to church. And when it's church, you're sitting between your parents. Again, if we close up, how can I say? If we suffocate, our children, when they explode, it's going to be hazardous. Hazardous for the child, hazardous for the home. So what are you looking for in a friend? What, in your definition, is a friend? Is it somebody who you have the same values with? Is it somebody who thinks the same way as you do? Is it somebody that you can, you're in school with? This is probably somebody who has not had that opportunity. And because maybe they've been suppressed and not allowed to explore, they're not able to explore. So you should, from school, even your friends, find a way in which you can communicate with them. And sometimes I also say, it's okay to be alone if you know what your goals are.
Exactly.
But if you're alone, because nobody wants to be around you, because you are toxic,
exactly,
because you are venomous, why? Why don't I have friends?
Exactly. Very good.
Examine.
Check yourself. Who are you when you're around people?
Yes.
Do you look down on people? Do you brag because you come from a rich family? Do you talk? Is it when you're around friends, it's always about my dad's car, my dad flew in, my mom's jobo, our family house, we are in Karen, this is where we went on Sunday after church. If whenever you hang around your friends and it's always about you, trust me, people will run away from you.
Because they can't relate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number two, do you, are you a gossiper? You need also to ask yourself that. Are you a person who backbites people? Because if you do that, people don't want to have you around them. Yeah. Number three, are you a thief? Do you steal people's stuff? Do you take people's phones, people's makeup, people's shoes? When you go to people's houses, you steal, I don't know, biscuits. I don't know, you steal small things, because small things are the ones people notice. The big things people don't notice.
But that's the way it starts.
Exactly. That's how
Then,
it's just the way it
and
starts.
it's a disease because it's kleptomania.
Exactly. Check yourself. Who are you around people? But then again, if you've already checked that you know, by your level or by the standards of humanity, you're a good person, then it's okay to be alone again. Yes. Personally, as I sit here, I suffer from something called a disease called ADHD. Yeah. And ADHD, at times we have mood swings. Yes. The times I want to be around people, the times I don't want people around me. The times I don't pick up phone calls, not because there's anything we haven't urgent. Don't talk to me. Yeah. You get. So also check yourself. We could also be going through either ADHD, or probably you have an introvert tendency, or you have some of those psychological, I don't want to call them psychological issues, then that makes me mad, and I'm not mad. But I'm just saying, check on yourself if those are the things, and who drives your energy, where do you drive your energy from? Then the secret is, if you're not very good with company, look for at least 2 close friends who you trust, then hang around them. All right? I think that should be able to solve it all. Senor, thank you very much. Somebody says post joke memes. Actually, to be on the safe side, post joke memes that are not vulgar and are not too sexual. Are we together? It's okay to post memes, but post memes that are they are jokes, as in it's humor related, and it's not too sexual, and it's not too obscene. Yeah.
Like the ones I was telling you, Ofweneke. All those are just vulgar.
Oh my God.
In fact, to the point where you have some which are saying, my parent is watching.
Which one is that?
It's, I think, a 9.
Yeah.
And so if somebody texts you a 9, so your parent is saying, even when they ask you for your phone, it's like, oh, 9, okay. Jesus. No big deal. But some of them, I think it was something like TTHS, something like that. It was like time to have sex.
Time to have sex. I will kill plus the mobile network provider. You don't know me. I will, everybody in that line, from the one on the phone, from who discovered Safaricom. All of them I will find them. Just scroll for me. Guys, let's keep on talking. I like the way the questions are coming. What if your parent isn't an occasional drinker, but is used to it? Because I grew up knowing that my parent just drinks like anonymously. Again, like what we said, the decision and the choices. Remember, I think it's important for us to be very, very honest, and to Muthoni, that your parents' purpose in life was to give birth to you. The rest of the things are your choices. Your parents are living their lives. You need to know you're living your life in according to the values of the society. Don't drink because your parents are drinking. Don't go into later on. Don't go give an excuse of why you're a wife battle because I saw my dad. Remember, you are your own person. As much as you came from your parent, you are your own person. Your choices are your choice. There's no day you'll steal, robbery with violence, and they'll come and arrest your parents because they took care of you. Ati mama unajua ndio leo mko hivyo nyinyi wote ndani.
No.
Never.
This is the time for you to build on your values. What are your values? What do you know to be good and right? What do you know? What do you value? Time to develop yourself. You know, identify somebody that you can look at as a role model. That when I grow up, you know, and now we're serious because we are, more out. We can't just say, when I grow up, I want to be a policeman. How we used to say it, like a nursery rhyme. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor. No, maybe that not be your calling. Identify somebody who you work with, who you can, research on, who you can, seek guidance from.
Beautiful. Before we continue, we actually have the abbreviation for some of those things. Now I know there's 9, parents gone, 9, parents watching. F3X actually means sex. C for sex. CU for the 6. Me, I thought ni matatu mpya ya. My God, this one, my daughter. You better not find you any of them. Now, there's something here that is coming out, and to Muthoni, I think this one we're speaking more to the parent than the child. I don't have arguments with my parents, but my dad always gets mad at me saying that I am a candidate and that I should not sleep. I should not be sleeping at all. And I should be awake all the time reading. And he's right, but I'm tired with hearing it all the time. I have my own thinking about this. Parents, this is the thing. I was not an A student, but I averagely performed well in high school. And I actually ended up doing law because now my other profession is that I'm a legal in my other world. So there's Ofweneke the comedian, then there's Ofweneke the lawyer. But I can tell you, I love sleeping. And even my wife yesterday, we were doing a couple game. And they were saying, mention 2 things that irritate you about your partner. My wife said, without thinking twice, you don't sleep at all. You have too much baby. And I'm like, but hey, it's because I didn't sleep when I was growing up. I went through so much child trauma. I will sleep so late. Now that I'm rich, I allow me to sleep. I think the parents should ask themselves, first of all, you know very well if a child is not smart or not, or it's an average student. Yeah. If your child is an average student, please don't ever expect an A, because you took them to a school where there are people having A, so you're like, this one must get an A. Mm-hmm. So ask yourself, first of all, as a parent, is my child genuinely an A student or an average student?
You know, an interesting thing that I find Ofweneke.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the generation of male parents.
Why is it okay saying male parents?
And I think even these kids here would attest to it. All your fathers usually tell you, Mimi, in our family, nobody ever came less than number 3.
Oh God.
We were either number 1 or number 2. Now, if all the men in this world were number 1 and a 2, I mean, hello, how many number 1s and 2s were there?
I'm wondering.
Eh?
I'm wondering.
If in a class of 40, which had 20 men and 20, then not all of you are number 1. Come on. Be real.
Have you ever sat down with your parent, your dad? Then let's say somebody like Muthoni Gathecha comes on the news and your father says, you know, that was my classmate. Then you look at Muthoni Gathecha and you look at your father like, eh? So what happened? So what happened along the way? What happened?
Yes. And sometimes parents, I mean, if the parents watching and listening on this particular call, sometimes we can cause our children so much trauma. I can give you a personal experience. I am a last born in my family. And when I was growing up, my father had high expectations. My older brother went to Lenana. My sister went to Limuru Girls. So at that time, those were these schools to go to. So everybody expected, even Muthoni, hey, war on you, I was the last born. I had been bembelezared beyond bembelezaring meant. So Mimi results in Potoka, and I was in St. George's Primary School. When we went to pick our results, my dad looks at the results, looks at me. He almost asked the principal, are you sure this is my daughter? No, my children do not perform like this. But it was my results. My father looked at me in the rear view mirror of the car, looked and said to me, Muthoni, there are only 2 professions that you can end up being.
Tell me.
1, a house girl. 2, a prostitute. I was 13, going on to 14. What is even prostitute? You
didn't even know that time.
What? Nini here? I had to go to the Oxford Dictionary to find out. I said,
somebody who sleeps with
people for money. Is that what my father thinks of me?
Wow.
It's so, of course, I was not called to Isa Shule that my brother and sister went to. But eventually, when they found me at a small rural school, I went. But I said, you dad, I see you. That is not my portion. And this was when I began to develop my own self-values. I said, that is not my portion. 4 years I worked, because we had the 4 years and then 2 years in A level. I worked. Let me tell you, Ofweneke, in my whole entire complete life, I've never worked as hard as I did in those 4 years.
And you proved it.
Oh my God, hey. That time I got 9 points was equivalent to an A. And then, hey, I was called to Alliance after that. Should have had my father now. Now
there are only 2 careers.
No, medicine or architecture, you know, so again, be gentle. Be gentle, as Ofweneke said, be gentle with your child. Find out where his strengths are. And by the way, people are making work in the arts.
Exactly.
People are making money in creativity.
For me, Auntie Muthoni, one thing I love about my dad, and I don't know parents who are watching, My father realized I had weakness in chemistry and mathematics.
Yeah.
And he came and asked my son, what do you want to be? I told him that I want to be a lawyer. Either I want to be a lawyer or do culinary arts because I love cooking, or get into mass communication. Whichever of those 3 careers, that's the only thing I would have done. So he told me, in our family, we are not known to pass in maths. So I'm not going to blame you. So leave this maths. I want you to take hold of those ones that you perform best.
English.
And I'm telling you, by the time I was leaving that Mwea Boys High School in Ikirinyaga, until now, I am the only one who's called to speak to the boys when they want to strike. You get it? So check on your strength, parents. Check where the strength of your child is. For the kids, kama unapenda kulala, make sure kati mzaya yuko lala sana. Akikuja, amka ka strong. There
shall be a time to sleep.
There shall be a time to sleep. There shall be time to sleep. Find something that keeps your mind active. Find a study or a revision habit that still keeps your physical body active. I tried mambo kwa maji mguu kwa maji kwa besheni. It never worked with me. I actually slept even more. So I don't.
Are you a reptile?
No. I'll be there at now chemistry malls. Wow. After 2 minutes, I'm swimming in that water. I'm like,
yes.
Get it. As you almost get done, I'm loving this. I'm like, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is all courtesy of Minet. Of course, the wellness department, of course, making sure that you, as a teenager, you are okay. Remember, Minet, it's not just about ensuring your life and making sure that everything about you is protected and insured, but also making sure that your mental stability is also at par, 100%.
Because mental informs the physical.
Exactly.
Yes. If you're not well in your thought process, if you're not well, and you guys these days, the words you like to use. Actually, I am so stressed. How come my parents are stressing me?
Your parents are stressing you. Have you met our parents?
Hey, you have no idea. You have no idea what stress is. Enjoy your life.
So,
allow me to enjoy myself.
So one day I realized I can sing. Hey. So what do I do? This is me in class 8. This is your story, guys. I go to, because I've grown up in this area. So I go and buy a second-hand keyboard. I save up to almost around 2,000 Kenyan shillings. So I wait for my dad that evening. So the song I practiced was Hallelujah. Wait. So I'm like, Dad, hey, karibu nyumbani. You know the way. I don't know if you guys still help your dad remove socks these days. You guys are already on social media, not even caring. That old man has entered. Socks in your hand, laptop bag, bedroom. So I'm like, Dad, I want to show you something. I go get out, fix the batteries. I'm like, tune. Sikufika chorus. Muthoni, the slap I received. Shut up! Nonsense. You're trying to sing in my house? You should be singing about number 1 to 7 GHC. Identify the geographical location of Minet location. Where is the chief's camp from the river?
How near is it?
How near is it? Question number 30 CRE.
What it goes into after the Pharaoh? What the 7, I don't know, classes.
All of them. And you're here trying to do keyboard.
In order.
He broke that keyboard. Where? There's always a right time for everything. Give me another question. Scroll there. Is it wrong to be in a relationship at this time? With Jesus, yes.
Relationship. Okay, it depends what you mean by relationship. Let's be clear on relationship.
I'm such a father, God.
Relationship, like, I have a relationship with the people in this room.
Yeah.
They're my acquaintances. I know him is my friend. That is a relationship. We work together, we are neighbors. That is a relationship. Do we mean a romantic relationship? Let me tell you now what your body is telling you. That this is the love of my life. The body is telling you, oh my God, I cannot even see. When I see you, I just feel God. But that's your body. Those are the changes that are taking place in your body. It is okay to have a friendship, that kind of friendship. But a relationship, the temptation, because of what is going on in your body, the temptation to move it to a sexual relationship. And remember, and I don't want to get really spiritual about this, but what happens is that sex is so intimate. It is so intimate because that is, as you people say, hormone to hormone. You are now one body going into another body.
Souls
now,
entwined.
Yes. So now, if you go 6 men, 7 men, 8 men, now how many men are inside you?
You're a WhatsApp group.
Hello?
You're an Uber walking.
Yeah.
You don't want to have all those.
You are
men
an app.
You're a
yeah, kila mtu ako nayo, download.
You say your body is a GPS. James was here. If you want to find the location of James, the location of Mwangi, location of Alvin, girls, this time I want to be very honest with you. And it's because Auntie Muthoni and I have been there. Yeah. At this point, that is not love. Love comes from around 20 what? 24, 5.
And there's so many components.
Hapo kuna rumor ya love.
Yeah, and just because everybody is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it again.
True.
Yes. Because that's what happens. Oh, but all my friends have got a boyfriend. Why don't I have a boyfriend? All my girls, all my boys are having girlfriends. Why? No, who says? Where is it written? Show me in the laws of Kenya or in the Bible where it says that you must now at the age of 13.
But we also not say that you should not have friends of the opposite gender. The question is, what are you doing with them? Not in public. The only way to check yourself is when you're just the two of you. What are you doing? You get what are you experimenting on? What is that drugs you guys are trying to experiment together? And number two, this person you're calling a girlfriend or a boyfriend at this age, what is the benefit you're getting from them? Is you guys trying to experiment to have what your body is telling you, or are you actually is that guy for the ladies? And I know I tell my girls, especially my firstborn Faith, I tell her, if you're having a boyfriend, you have to ask yourself, is this guy feeding you mentally? Yeah. Is he smart? Do you sit and say, wow, okay, this guy, okay, I didn't know he could think like this. How can he just be thinking like this? Is this guy challenging you? If there's no challenge mentally, then that's a useless, and even those who are grown-ups.
A waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Why would you wake up and say, today I want to waste my time?
Hey.
At the end of the day, somebody asks you, if today was your last day on earth, and somebody asked you, what did you do today? I wasted my time. Come on, people.
Beautiful.
Come on.
Kuna hii swali hapa. So it's the only relationship you need to have right now is with your destiny, your passion, your future, and Jesus Christ. Yo ingine wachana nayo. The last argument I had with my dad is when I broke his car. Oh my God. Parents. I know you grew up without these things. And now that you have them, you feel some certain level of attachment to material stuff, but don't show children too much attachment to material stuff. It's just a car.
And again, for the
parents that is my.
I totally agree with you, because right now, because parents do not want to avail physical time, they tend to do it with material things.
Exactly.
Where do you want to go? It's okay. 5,000 shika. You want to use the car? It's okay. Ni hapa tu naenda shika. Guys, if shika fungo, take the Merc. I'm with the range. It's okay. No. There's also whether you worked for it.
It's okay.
My things are my things. I tell people I have children, yes, but they do not define who I am. Please remember, you are an individual on your own. What your parents have is theirs. They've worked. It is time for you to work for your own.
Thank you.
What business do you have? And sometimes, even if your parent tells you, come on, this is where we're developing values. Or is it right? It's because now you say, but you let me go with it last time, so I just picked the key and went. Permission.
Ask for permission before you touch it. Girls, before you touch your mom's makeup, ask for permission. Boys, before you touch your dad's mom's car, ask for permission.
The legal aid for road for car license, road.
But even they're not even old enough to have a license.
18,
actually,
yes.
Actually, but I just came to realize you're not old enough to have to drive a car. So be very careful. You'll be arrested and charged according to the laws of a
Yes, and if you cause an accident, I mean,
that's it for you. So be careful. There's one. Mama, I don't want you to answer this before I answer it. My mom always picks fights with me. Is it normal?
You know, let me tell you, girlfriend, this is a hormonal thing. Inaitwa progesterone and estrogen.
Jesus.
Those hormones, it's like, sometimes your mother sees herself in you. She may see mistakes that she made in you. She is protective of you. She has moved from the stage of, from now she's an independent woman. She's, gone through all those obstacles, but she wants to protect you. So sometimes her way of protection is that so-called picking a fight. Unaenda wapi? Kwa nini umekuja saa hizi? Why are you dressed like that? It is almost expected, and it's not stopping soon. Yeah.
Be careful. Be ready. Not be careful. FYI. And I think for me, what I would say is this: if your mom picks up fights with you oftenly, randomly, it's because one, you must understand one thing: you are your mom. Mm-hmm. Who you are at your age, who your mom was. So most of the time, parents do this because they are scared of what might happen because of what they did at their age. They're only trying to protect what they did. I don't know if you're getting me clear. I don't know if I'm getting it correctly. Where when you come mama yako? Because I mean, you come from their womb. Every character that you are, be careful. You might be your dad or your mom. So because there's something they did at that time, chances are it's parental instincts that they're trying to protect you from going through the same route. So don't judge them very much. And parents, I understand. At times we get protective. Like for me, my dad and my mom separated when I was 1 week old. And I came to meet my mom when I was in Form 3. And I realized the first time I introduced my wife to my dad was very skeptical to actually understand who am I getting married to, because his fear was
she will also leave you.
She'll also leave. And truth be told, my first marriage broke, and my dad was like, "You see, I told you, you are me. Our script is the same." So the time I came to marry again, my current wife, my dad was very careful to over scrutinize.
I hope this is your last wife.
This is the last wife. Where? I'm not marrying. From there, if this one breaks, God forbid.
Single.
40-year bachelor. Just landed in Maldives.
Okay, all right.
I was about to go down. So guys, so be careful. At times when you feel your parents are overprotective or doing some steps because they're protecting you from who they ended up being at some point in life.
And surprised and skeptically enough, it is their show of love.
It's their show of love. People have weird ways of showing love. You get. I used to complain why my wife does not call me every time to check up on me and send me love texts, only to come and understand that we don't have the same love language. My love language for my wife is making sure that I've eaten, make sure that my clothes are clean, and just sitting there and make sure that I'm home.
And listening to me.
She listens to my dreams, ambitions. At times when I'm into the spirit, I get spiritual. She listens to my new revelation about the book of Esther. Now that's her. That's the love language. So be careful about that. So please don't judge each other. Which one? We're almost where? I'm enjoying this, but me enjoying back and almost time me Peter. I think Minet, we should do this again.
Yes, why not?
What amount of freedom do we give our teenagers in terms of socializing with their peers? Do I answer before you, Mom?
Yeah, answer.
What amount of freedom? There's no amount of freedom. There are repercussions to freedom. I hope you got me correct. There's nothing like amount of freedom. Because 10 minutes could be the amount of freedom I need to go and have sex.
Yeah.
Parents, you get me on that one? So what you do is flip it to consequences and repercussions of the freedom. And I want everybody to understand that. Even the teenagers who are watching, every freedom there's a consequence. To every freedom there's a repercussion. To every freedom there is a consequence, either positive or negative. So, and once put rules as parents, that if somebody goes against the consequences or the repercussions, then administer the repercussions. And one of the ways to administer the repercussions is take away some privileges. Yes. You get me? So both of you need to understand that if you do this, Mom, for a whole week, there's no leaving the house, or there's no access to Wi-Fi, there's no access to your phone. Let them know the repercussions once you go against or overdo the freedom.
Additionally,
yes,
the children are you're still a dependent. You are under somebody's roof. There are therefore rules of the homestead, of the rules that should be followed. You get freedom when you're able to sustain yourself. And that is when you are able to say, what you can do, when you can do it, who you can associate with. But right now, at the ages of 13 to 17, you are your parents' wards, and therefore it's accepting and moving on.
So the thing about Megette, right? It's very simple. There's somebody there saying, where is it? I go mute with people just because I like what to say. It's okay. Instead of opening your mouth and speaking nonsense, it's okay to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have nothing to say, actually don't say.
Yeah.
Don't feel pressure to contribute in conversation because you end up being a liar. Because
or just so that you are part of the gang. By the way, in yourself, you're a gang in yourself.
Yes.
And that is what makes you so unique, so different. You don't have to move. The river is moving in this direction. Higher 20. Remember, the currents can be, and the faster the river moves, the deeper it is. And that means it will be, the repercussions, as you're saying, on you would be catastrophic.
So please you feel like it's time for you to shut up. And you see, the thing is, your instincts will always be right.
Yeah.
When they tell you it's time for you to shut up, just shut up. Because from there, you'll feel the need to contribute to the conversation. Maybe you don't have the correct facts, you'll end up being a liar. So meaning, one, you're over talkative, you're over contributing, then you're a liar. Now you have three things to repent in the evening. All right. Let me ask about the alcohol thing. What if you did not do it on purpose? You are forced by, a person or some girlfriend. You see, you've actually said it clearly. You are forced, but as you are being forced, were you asleep?
Were you tired?
Were you tired?
Or were you told if you don't drink, I'm going to leave you, let her leave you? Funny, she's not the only fish in the sea. I mean, hello.
Please.
But name's Wengi.
Thank you. Unakunywa nini? Soda. Maji. Thank you. Madam Wengi. Okay, not to interest. That was on a lighter note. This is the thing. If you ever get into a relationship with somebody who you have to do so much to impress them, then you're in the wrong relationship. You get? This is my belief in life. And it applies even to the parents who are watching. This is my belief in life. When you start dating somebody and they started changing and you start trying to change them, then you're doing the wrong thing, because why would you change something that attracted to you to them in the first place? You get? So don't ever try. If you get into a relationship with you and somebody tries to change you, then you're in the wrong relationship. People don't change for other people. Let me get a little bit spiritual.
Yes.
Women pray the wrong prayers. Oh, God, change my man. God, change my man. That's a very useless prayer. God, change my husband. I know their parents are watching. You're saying, God, change my husband. God is too selfish to change somebody for your sake. God does not change. God aligns somebody to his purpose. So you end up actually enjoying the fruits of the change. So stop praying, oh my God, change. Don't ever change for somebody. Don't live that now you drank because of a girl. So if you don't drink, I don't drink. Have you heard that my wife has left me because I don't drink? Girls still find me interesting and I don't drink.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Don't go against your values to impress the values of somebody else.
Live your life without pressure.
Thank you.
Pressure doesn't help you. That's what we're saying. Peers without pressure. I mean, hey, and she's not worth it, by the way. If she's forcing you to do things which are against your own principles, your own values, this is not somebody who values you.
But then again, yes, ma'am, finish. But also just ask yourself as a man, what values are you growing in yourself as a man if you're too easily to be swayed? Women don't like yes men. Maybe she was even testing you. Are you strong in your values? You can't just be a man who is, then even next week and be over a wig. Utavaa a wig. A wig. Make sure you still maintain the masculinity in you, and men are known to be decision makers. Men are known to be firm in their decisions. That's what you need to grow in you. Right? So next time, ukikunywa usikuja kutuambia ati ulitaka tu kutest.
And by the way, at this age, Miss G, 14 years old, I got a so-called girlfriend. Maybe that's why I got so-called. Not really. So-called. Who 14 na girlfriend aje?
Mom, 3 more questions. As we finish up, then I give it up to Charles to now talk about the whole wellness program. What if we start from the top? Yes. There is this boy in my estate. Who is, Mom, this is yours? There's this boy in my estate, because I'll speak very authoritatively, because as a father, once again, There's this boy in my estate who is disturbing me. I try to avoid him, but he even comes to my doorstep. I'm scared if I tell my parents, I wouldn't be allowed to go outside anymore. And if I don't, I know it will continue. By the way, this boy is 16 and I'm 13.
You know how usually
whenever you want to say something useless, you cough and move your neck.
They say when people, there's this thing that goes around, people say, what is the shortest verse in the Bible? And people say, Jesus wept.
Yes.
The shortest full sentence is no.
Thank you.
That's all you have to do.
Learn to say no without explaining.
Yes.
And if it escalates,
explain for what?
What am I
explaining? Tunaweza kumuitia polisi. Ni estate gani hiyo?
Mimi ni polisi kwanza. Huyo kwanza hata mimi singoje polisi. You're 16-year-old. Tell your father. Yes. Report to your parents. Your parents will have a conversation with his parents. They need to be a restraining order against that.
Bwana sipite hiyo njia yetu.
Imagine at 16 you're already behaving like a nini?
Like a stalker.
Like a stalker.
Criminal.
Buff. Takupata hapo. Sorry parents. Sorry, we've gotten emotional. We are 16-year-old mimi nakwambia. The other day at my 8-year-old tells me at dad I have a boyfriend. I almost got my hand into her and took away the heart and keep it in the fridge until she's 18 years.
Can I have Mom chukua mayai yako mimi nichukue spam yangu.
Kila mtu aishie.
Hajazaliwa.
Aende afikae huko. Kama nipeleke kwa nyanya yake ya Kuisero akae mpaka 18 years. You are in love. The only man you're allowed to love me until you're 18 years is me. No any other man.
And Jesus.
And Jesus. And it's because Jesus is by default. The second question, second last question. Oh, what if you're not a socialite and when you do something, it's a mistake? And I'm not open with people, even with my parents, which means I have deep secrets. But when I talk to boys, they say that I am hyper just because I have hormonal mood swings and physical body change that attracts the opposite gender, even if it's not my intention. Well, that's a cocktail of an issue. Pale kuna Long Island, kuna monkey shoulder, kuna vape, kuna apple mint. This is the thing, Mom. I don't know what you think, huh?
One thing is like what I would say from where you are. Yes, there are hormonal changes. Accept them. Your body is beautiful.
Don't apologize.
Look at that beautiful African body. The curves. I mean, they're yours. If some people are having a problem with them, that's their problem. You are just moving on, doing your own thing. Because there's some people say, vile unakaa. And these days, our children are maturing so early. There's a part I didn't tell you that my father married a second wife. God rest your soul in peace, Daddy. I'm talking about you yet again. And he married a second wife now, which is called Orange. But what happens is that her child, now that's a different generation, her child started like her menstrual cycle at age 9.
What?
Yes. At age 9. And that's what's happening these days.
Oh, is it the food or something?
Earlier, yes. Because of
food climate.
Yes, the body is just, I don't know, going chaotic. Global warming, that it can happen. So this is a young child who at that age, now 9, can you call that a woman now? Because people say when you start your period, you become a woman. Is she a woman? No, she's still a child. No. It's just that her body has experienced those changes a little bit earlier. The hormones are maybe more active. It could be something hereditary. It could be that my dad's sperm meeting this young egg because it was a young lady.
But
it's just like, Shemusha. So in this particular case, what happened is that we can't call her. So her body began to change and we couldn't still call her a child. So remember, you are still a minor. If the changes that are taking place in your body, your mind has not developed, well enough for that kind of encounter. And if they're admiring, let them admire from a distance.
Thank you very much. Ladies, don't let anybody ever make you feel weird about your body. You are beautiful just the way you are. Whether you are slender, whether you are heavy, whichever way, you are beautiful the way you are. Your body does not define you. It does not define the position you'll ever take in life. Your body is a body, feel proud in it. Don't somebody ever come and tell you, oh my God, sitakuongelesha juu hauna haga. Kuna wanaume watakupenda later on in life with your hagaless. Now it's matter, oh my God, acha kuna haga kubwa. Kuna wanaume pia watapenda your haga. Don't let anybody ever make you feel less. And moms, I know times moms have that thing of, wewe na hiyo mwili yako. Moms, remember, those body are hormonal, they came from you. You must have looked like that at some point, or you also look like that. Don't go and name your child because they have a big behind, yet you also have one. Unexpect afanye nini? So please, number two, your question imeenda happy. There were like 3 things inside them. It was a long one. There were a few things inside. I think to my answer your story.
And even as you're looking for that question, what the parents should also know, by the time the children are coming to ask these kind of questions at this forum, this is something that you should have dealt with.
Please, parents, I really hope not.
Don't leave it to me and Ofweneke.
I hope they're
talk to your babies.
I try to avoid him because he can't. Oh no, that's that we've already answered that.
I was talking about her hormones.
That boy needs to be skinned alive. That will be
tunaenda hiyo estate. Ani inbox aniambia ni estate gani hiyo.
There's no applying in knowledge, wisdom, psychology.
Tuna sija.
Some issues are physical. Ndio. Ilikuwa wapi?
For composition.
Because I made me feel like I did something. CEO. No, it's okay. We'll find it. Thank God we've answered that part already.
Yeah, and they'll still be kept. So I think we.
Yes. We'll I feel there's a need of us having another session for this.
Follow up.
These kids really want to talk. You see, back when I increase numbers, these kids really want to talk. Yes. I like writing. This is the last one, Zaki. So because time has gone far much. We were supposed to be only 1 hour already into 30 minutes later. I like writing short books on Wattpad, and also like acting. I plan of becoming an actress when I'm older, or a book movie writer, because there are many strengths and my parents support me, but sometimes I feel like they don't, and they don't believe I could do that when I'm older, which kills my self-esteem. Wow. This is a tough one, especially I really relate to this. Yeah. Only my mom believed in the whole comedy thing in the beginning, because even when my mom used to come for Parents' Day, academic days, she used to find, I started emceeing right from high school. Yeah. I would MC even AGMs in my school uniform. I would be called to other schools to MC school events on a Saturday. So I would still get paid even at that time, you get. And my dad is a typical African man, and he's also a bookwormer himself, you get. We talk about a man who has a degree in child psychology, a degree in psychology, then a master's degree in political science and health. So what are you telling this guy?
Punishment.
Thank you very much. So, and I'm the firstborn. In a lawyer house, you must become not even if not a teacher or an architect. Comedy. What is comedy? So he didn't really care. So, and later on, many years later, so what I had to do is, one, I had to prove to my dad, first of all, Dad, I am your son because I'm as intelligent as you. And that was through my books. So you have to focus, first of all, and make sure that your academic is right. Number two, as you do that, don't be a lukewarm in terms of this passion. Show your parents the seriousness in you really trying to pursue this. Show them the passion that you really want to do this later on in life. After you've proved your parents right, that's when they can now invest in your dream. Funniest thing is, later on when I got into comedy, it's my dad who actually now started sponsoring me doing demos for radio stations, until when I got into radio for the first time at Milele FM, which I did for almost 7 years, then I resigned. So show your parents, prove to your parents that you really have passion in this thing, all right? Otherwise, I know we can be, like me, I don't think I would really want my daughters to get into the entertainment. Yeah. I know you're like, from what I have seen, there was, and the buttons are one, Mom, you know us at the industry. You're like, hey, do I really want my daughter to get into this? They're just being protective. And we still have not dealt with the stigma in the African parents' mind that art is really paying. Yeah,
it's a hobby.
It's a hobby. Yeah.
You cannot earn a living.
Before, when I was starting, my dad used to introduce me as Ule Mchekeshaji. Until when the brand grew. And my dad realized,
this is my son.
So this is my son. Wanasimanga ni Nigeria. This is what he says. Wanasimanga ni Nigeria, but in Nigeria, this is my firstborn. Like, oh, please, nigga, please. I know you're proud of me, but
I know.
It took this easy because my dad is a politician. So this day they're going for an international trip. So they seated him, Kalonzo, and Mathakarua. So Kalonzo opened up the papers, daily papers, on KQ, of course. Then it was a whole full page about me. So Kalonzo tells Mathakarua, you know, this Nigerian guy makes me laugh. He's a new guy I'm hearing on radio. This guy really cracks me up. So my dad is seated there. Like, oh.
Flesh of my flesh.
Womb of my womb.
This is mine.
So he doesn't tell me he's proud of me. He texts me and tells me, hey, Kalonzo and Mathakarua listen to you. And I'm like, just say it from your chest. You are proud. So you have to prove your parents right in this journey that you're taking. And when they see it proving, they'll invest in it. For the parents who are watching, truth be told, honestly, we're at a place whereby art is paid. Comedy is what I've done for the past 13 years. I have traveled half of Africa. I have traveled Europe and the UK. I've traveled almost the whole of the United States of America through comedy, not through law. I can call the people who I can call that probably your father and your mother cannot call. And they will pick my phone because it's Dr. Ofweneke. Please, parents, it's okay to invest in them. Show them the right way, give them connections, connect them to the right people who can help them build themselves in that area. All right? How do you cope with peer pressure from friends?
Know your values. Peer pressure is bound to be. And by the way, let me tell you, peer pressure does not only come at your age. Peer pressure comes at every single age.
That's what I mean, because kuna time unaonekana kuna peer pressure.
You have to be funnier than somebody else. That is peer pressure.
Yes, ma.
You know, you have to dress in a certain way. That ati kumenunuliwa two-drawer refrigerator kwenu, your mother wants one. Ati akina fulani wako na 2 cars. How can we still have 1 car? Peer pressure at the age of 40, 45. So peer pressure comes, you know, at almost every stage of people's lives. What you need to know is that, what do I want? What do I need? What's my direction? What's my purpose? Where am I going? But again, at this age, when you're 13 to 17, when you are in between childhood and adulthood, when you're, you know, you don't have like a firm standing because, you know, a bit shaky because of what's going on, you're highly vulnerable. The possibility of you being thrown off base is high. But again, retract into yourself. And if you feel the pressure coming on, withdraw. Step back into your own space, re-examine, and then move on.
Thank you so much, man. That is so profound. I love. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I have attitude adjustment issues, and everyone says it's a problem, but I cannot help it. We need to first of all ask ourselves, Mom, there's a difference between having attitude and high self-esteem, yes, and being overconfident.
Yes.
You get it?
Yep.
As I sit here, the people will say Ofweneke has an attitude. But it's not, probably it's not. For me, I don't find it attitude. For me, there are people who are not used to confident people. Because for me, people say I'm very blunt. I will tell you how I feel.
I will say it as it is.
Then what I think, and I will move on.
Yeah.
How you feel after
that?
If I be in my family, they know. My dad knows. Don't tell me anything about another family member who has considered my dad, my mom, my siblings. I will call. I'll be like, niaje? Nasikia unaongea vibaya.
Ati ulisema hivi. Sasa imekusaidia.
Imekusaidiaje? Basi. So now they'll say ati kumbe ati kijana siku hizi tangu pesa na kwa celeb kwa TV na magazeti. And that's the attitude you need to ask yourself. Are you overconfident, or is it really an attitude? Or how do people perceive it? But also, what comes out of your mouth? Out of your mouth.
As you talk, are you putting other people down?
Exactly.
Because if you're putting people down, then that becomes an attitude.
That's an attitude.
Think you're superior. Each of us have our own gifting. Each one of us has, you know, the way in which we perceive things. Having high self-esteem, excellent. Being confident,
beautiful.
Excellent. It's like the thin line between being assertive and being aggressive. Sometimes people say I'm aggressive. Ati wewe umekuja sana, nikamwambia nikakufikia. ama nikakupita. Hello? Yeah. Being assertive, because I say what I want. I say how I like it. Even today, even my co-host today, Anajua. Ameingia, but then we know, because he knows we have such similar character traits. Akasema, amesema yake, na imeisha. And we've had a super show together.
Beautiful. So ask yourself, so those are the questions. But now ask yourself, when you have your perceived attitude, do you look down on people? Do you leave a certain feeling in the room of you being superior, you having made it in life? Do you leave a bad taste? Do you make people feel bad about who they are when you leave the room? Then that is an attitude. So be very careful about that.
Okay. We do agree that being a teenager is not easy. And you might feel like you want to speak to somebody. And this person you might not consider speaking to somebody within your circle. That is being maybe your parents, your relatives. And to help you in this situation, we have counselors that are able to sort this, whatever problem that you may have. And you can be able to speak to them through a toll-free number, whereby you will call in and you will not be charged for that call. Kelvin, kindly type in that number so that they can be able to pick it on the chat. So the number is 0800.
Pick the number.
If you have a pen and paper or somewhere you can type, it is 0800 72 0029. I'll repeat, 0800 72 0029. So in case you feel that you need to speak to somebody, then you can always call into that number. It is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you'll be able to speak to a counselor and they'll be able to sort you out. One thing I want to assure you is that whatever you're going to speak with these counselors, we will not share with your parents, or nobody else will know. The conversation will be strictly confidential between you and the counselor. Thank you so much. And kindly look forward to another talk that you're going to set once you maybe when you during your vacation. I think that will be in July.
Yes.
So kindly look out for that.
All right. So guys, just if you're happy, just wave your hands. If you're happy, just wave your hands. Thank you so much, guys. And as you go back to school, take care of yourselves. Remember what took you there. Remember peer pressure, stay away from it. Those who are getting into exams, we pray for all the best for you. Sasa, to their parents, I don't know, were their parents logged in?
We have not seen their faces.
Parents, are you there? You can sneak back in, it's okay. Parents, they're not trying to pretend they were not there. We know you are there.
All along.
I've had one shouting.
My microphone speaker. Kwa nini unavaa microphone? Kwa nini unavaa earphones?
You know, the guys don't want to go because just in case they've been told they are watching video on lunch. So the guys are like, so guys, take care of yourself. Remember to the parents, have an open atmosphere for your children to be able to access you. Let them make it okay for them to talk to you and open up about their issues. So that's how. To the kids, to the teenagers yourselves, you have the toll number. If mom and dad don't want to listen to you, the counselors will help you in a better way of how you can handle your folks and handle the situation, right? Mom?
And again, also remember the age is 13 to 17. It is, even this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Peter, then you'll say, like, what was stressing me? What was worrying me?
Imagine.
It'll come, it'll go. How you handle it now is what will determine what your future will be. Love you guys. You take care of yourselves. Be good. Yes, be good. And, enjoy school.